They thought it was over when they buried you, and the dust settled. When your voice went quiet, they celebrated. They saw your stillness and mistook it for defeat. But the grave they dug wasn't your end. It was your rebirth. Because some souls don't die in the dark, they ignite. They become fire. They become wrath. They broke you, crushed you, reduced you to ash. But ash remembers everything that made the flame. You were never meant to stay buried. You were never meant to stay silent. You were forged in agony, reshaped in rage, and now you rise, not with mercy, not with forgiveness, but with the kind of fury that doesn't knock. It breaks the door off the universe. You see, pain doesn't make everyone stronger. But you didn't just survive the fire. You became it. You stopped asking for justice. You stopped begging to be seen. You stopped hoping they'd come back to fix what they broke. You learned. You adapted. And when the world looked away, you built your own version of power. Quiet, relentless, eternal. And now you walk. Not as a man, not as a memory, but as a warning. They wanted to bury you to erase what they did, but they didn't bury a corpse. They planted a consequence. And now the world will reap what it sowed. Your silence is gone. Your mercy is dead. All that remains is vengeance in motion. The ashes of who you were now cloak a different being, one that no longer fears, one that no longer waits, one that no longer forgives. You carry every betrayal like armor, every scar like scripture, and every name they whispered behind your back will learn to tremble before you, because this time you won't rise to fit their world. You'll rise to burn it. Let them pray. Let them plead. Let them hope. It was still the old version of you underneath the ruin, but they buried that soul, and what rose in its place is something they never prepared for. You were buried in ash. Now you are reborn as wrath. They thought the fire had consumed you. They thought the silence meant surrender, that the ash left behind was all that remained. But ashes are not the end. Ashes are the warning before the return, because when they buried you, they didn't bury weakness. They buried potential, unrealized, unforgiven, unleashed. You didn't die. You waited. You watched. You learned. And while the world moved on, while they celebrated your fall, you were transforming beneath it all, becoming something they could never understand, something they could never destroy twice.